The Ballad of the Blundering 3. Deep in the dark of the stone hammer vein, where dwarves used to mine for the gold and the grain, three heroes descended with torches held high, ready to conquer or ready to die. There's Anthony gleaming in plate mail so bright, a paladin powered by eclectic light. He bowed to a stalagmite thinking it king, while the echoes of madness began to ring.
Then Isis the wizard with stars in her hair started conjuring chickens from out of thin air.
The spirits, she shouted,
they told me to bake, as she cast a fireball into the lake.
The party was drenched and the cavern was steamed. It wasn't the tactical master plan schemed,
but Isis just laughed as a spell book caught fire, a chaotic spark in the muck and the mire. The mire, the muck in the mire.
In the shadows crept Ryan, the rogue of the hour, with the grace of a donkey and half of the power. He tried to sneak up on a slumbering rock, but tripped on his dagger and broke his door lock. He tumbled and fumbled and let out a yelp, falling face first in a pile of kelp.
The stealth was a zero, the clatter was loud, the least subtle thief in a three-person crowd.
Then out from the crevices, Chetin and Goo, the giant cave beetles, came looking for stew. 1,000 black legs and 100 foul eyes of a truly disgusting and mammoth-like size. The mine was infested, the ceiling was crawling, while Anthony stood there, erratically calling, "Repent, ye foul insects, your souls are quite dusty," as he swung a war hammer, heavy and rusty. Heavy and rusty. Anthony charged with a glittery shout, but slipped on some slime and he did a 180 out. He spun like a top in his polished steel suit, accidentally crushing a bug with his boot.
A miracle, Anthony cried from the floor, as he flattened three more while he rolled toward the door. The paladin's grace was a sight to behold, a holy disaster in silver and gold.
Isis decided the bugs needed hats, so she turned half the swarm into lavender cats. But the cats were still hungry and twice as confused, leaving Ryan the rogue feeling slightly abused. She aimed for a beetle, but hit a support. The ceiling groaned loudly, a structural tort.
"It's fine," she exclaimed, waving hands in the air, as rocks started falling on Ryan's short hair. Short hair, short hair, short hair, short hair.
Ryan, panicking, pulled out a flask.
"I'll dissolve them in acid."
He took to the task, but he dropped the glass vial right onto his toes, and the fumes turned his eyebrows to bright indigo.
He flailed in a frenzy, a whirlwind of fear, and somehow he stabbed every bug that was near. A fumbling flurry of accidental stabs, while Anthony cheered from a pile of slabs. The pile of slabs, the pile of slabs, the pile of slabs, the pile of slabs.
Ryan, be careful!
Got one, and another! The beetles were smashed and the cavern was quiet, the end of a messy and magical riot. They stood in the wreckage all covered in goo, with one missing boot and a purple-browed view. They didn't have treasure, they didn't have grace, but they won the whole fight with a smile on their face. So here's to the group that fails till they win. Let the next dungeon crawl
Finally begin.